Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, going to take up the Dynon Gloster Meteor, or Meteor, whatever it is. Meteor Gloster Meteor. And I have some fun. Twin 70mm, 6S powered bird. I got no stabilization, no kind of gyro, just a 7-channel Limit RX plain Jane receiver. She has a very interesting sound to her. And she can be a bit of a handful because she's actually kind of light for that big of a bird. She's pretty light, so the wind can be kind of merciless to her. And she doesn't have much in the way of yaw control, but that's only because this is the version 1, and their rudder linkage wasn't as good. They've improved that since then. So. All right, and they've also improved their elevator configuration, a little more robust, a little more precise. So, but I said this is the old version 1 I got from Bitco Hobby. So, all right.
Flaps up. Don't
really need flaps right now because I'm going into the wind. Might need them for landing though, because this thing carries its weight.
You're up.
When she's up, she's up.
Time remaining 3 minutes. Retracts deployed. Landing flaps. Flaps up.
Bring her by, make sure my gear is down. I've had this plane for years. I just hardly ever fly it. But I've been enjoying the Dynon product lately, so I figured, well, get it out with the mothballs.
Landing flaps.
This plane will glide forever too. So you gotta have long approaches.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
All right. Definitely different. Got the Canadian livery. First time I flew this today, I kept saying Canadian. I keep saying Canadian. It's not Canadian. It's British. But for one reason, I kept saying Canadian. But it's British. All right, we do not need takeoff flaps. I mean, she got off pretty quick.
Takeoff flaps. Flaps up.
All right.
Gear up.
Yeah, she's flying good. Now, she's not those aerobatic sport plane. This is kind of like a fighter, like a bomber. So strafing runs, flybys.
Retracts deployed. Landing flaps. Time remaining 1 minute.
There we go. Alright.
Flaps up.
Let's push it for one more.
Takeoff flaps.
We'll try takeoff flaps just because. Alright, here we go. Quick up and down.
Flaps up.
Yeah. The takeoff flaps did help. You just kind of ease into it.
Landing flaps. 30 seconds. Seconds.
Very interesting plane. And now, once you get her trimmed out, she's a good flying plane.
Flaps up.
All right. 12 seconds left on a 4-minute timer. Let's take it back to the bench and talk about her. All right. Now I've got a Gen 2 5000 in there, so I don't have a balance lead to check. Battery is warm. And we got 26% left, and we flew 12 seconds shy on a 4-minute timer. So if I would have flown the full, the other 12 seconds, I probably would have had about 20%. So not bad. So 4 minutes is good on a 5000. Before we show you the rates, let me show you where I've got that placed at. Basically, there's there's an opening there where you've set the battery, and you can kind of see where I've got it, kind of here. Can you see where I've got the battery? Kind of hard, about maybe 2.5 inches in from the front of the bulkhead, and that's where she CG's real good. And now this kind of warbird jet, I want it to be level to slightly nose heavy for this type of configuration. This isn't a Delta Dorito, but the CG, the wheel well here, and then put your finger right in front of that wheel well, and you can feel it. There's an indentation, and she starts favoring nose heavy there. So that's pretty good. Maybe I can maybe go back just a touch more, but still, it's still good right there. All right, let me show you the gear. If I can keep from hitting everything. This is not a small plane. And this is the version 1. This is the version 1 of the plane. Okay. They had this is the version 1 of the 6S. They had the 4S, which I couldn't even imagine the 4S being, because to me it'd be so slow. To me, this one has just enough power to keep itself going, and it's on 6S. But this is the version 1 of the 6S. They have very small wing spars and 2 screws that hold the outer panel of the wing end. Well, they've improved that configuration. Also, if you look at that rudder, okay, only the bottom section, well, that top section is supposed to work too. Well, this one never did because the very small connection. Well, they've improved that. And also, if you look on the elevator, there's only rudder or servo on one side. Now they have a servo on both sides for the elevator, which is a vast improvement. All right, let's talk about rates. Okay, I flew the plane 100% throws, 30% expo, all the way around, with 125 on the rudder because of the rudder being so small. Okay, but like I say, with the newer version 2s, the whole rudder works correctly. Okay, the upper part. But that's the ailerons, elevator, and rudder. Okay, flap settings for this bad boy. I didn't have it. I have the flaps working,
Takeoff landing flaps.
but I don't have them set up as a as a type, as a wing type. So I don't know what the mix is. I just have them. I just realized
Flaps up.
I didn't have them set up, so that's them. Couldn't tell you what that is. I never set up. I put a regular wing. Okay, well, oh well. Yeah, fat guy's not all that polished sometimes. All right, well, there you go. That's the Dynam Meteor Gloster, a British plane, a big old British emblems on there. You'd think I would have figured it. I don't know why I kept calling it Canadian. This is a modeler's dream. I mean, you can do anything. What I'm planning on doing is I'm thinking about getting some hotter motors put in here, give it thrust reverse, and give her a nice clear coat. Maybe put me a pilot in there, put some afterburners in it. I mean, I think that'd be cool. I mean, I ain't got nothing to lose. I've had this plane for years. I mean, it was actually in pieces in the closet. And I said, you know what? About a year ago, I said, let's put it all back together. And I've flown it a couple of times, but this is probably actually only about the 7th or 8th flight of the whole life of the plane. So I think I'm going to have some fun with it. All right, well, y'all have a good and God bless y'all. If you want this, you have to get it directly from Dynam's warehouse in the United States. I want to say it's $389. I think this is the most expensive plane they sell. It's $389. So still cheaper than anybody else if you get something this size and with its amenities and its features. So, all right, well, y'all have a good and God bless y'all. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, God is good. And that is the Dynam Gloster Meteor, which is British, not Canadian. Bye.